Can mediation really be quality controlled? If it was possible, what could it mean for your organization and the many conflicts that plague it and threaten expensive litigation and/or other negative exposure? The Thought Resolution Protocol has harnessed the principal perspective in disputes that renders quality control possible and practical. Using the protocol's strategically structured, systematic mediation intervention treatment, party disputes are processed with mutually satisfactory, enduring resolution and ultimately secure settlement. This closure to the conflict is done effectively, reliably, and expeditiously. Truce cherry-picks candidates for its roster that demonstrate excellent reading and listening comprehension skills, precise articulation, substantial vocabulary, demonstrated work ethics, and professional persona. Then, Truce trains these candidates with comprehensive training on the Thought Resolution Protocol and requires successful completion of the course to be installed on its prestigious roster. Because the protocol uses a systematic intervention application, the acumen to apply the remedial dynamics of this approach successfully and effectively are distinct and do not require an impressive resume and high-priced credentials for knowledge that is not required to render this powerful service. So, the cost of our high-quality service is not provided at a premium expense to your organization. Also, because mediator effectiveness can be securely tracked, service effectiveness and consistency are ensured. Truce. Dispute Resolution Firm, LLC, as your quality-controlled mediation service partner, could be of high value to your organization, providing pragmatic accountability for your stakeholders and a boon to your bottom line and conflict management budget.
The Thought Resolution Protocol Mediator has 4 primary objectives. 1. Locate conflict cues, disconnection points in the parties' productive communication. 2. Apply strategically structured scientific intervention questions to treat this activity. Fosters a safe mental environment in which the parties can productively deliberate and collaborate to achieve a mutually satisfactory resolution and move productively forward in their discussion. The 3rd and 4th objectives are to identify resolution points that emerge in the communication that indicate the mutual understanding the parties achieve, and 4, capture them using strategic and structured intervention treatment. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app today. Become a master of resolution.
Come on now. Really? How can a mediator help parties resolve conflict and be truly impartial? How do you not give advice? How do you not show your wise bias in some way? Well, actually, the mediator must decide, does he want to assert his ego and self-worth into the discussion, which no matter how you slice it is partiality? Or does the mediator earnestly desire to facilitate a process that best serves the highest potential for mutually satisfactory and enduring resolution to emerge? If the answer to this second question is yes, then the mediator must put on structured language to completely shield the parties from his partiality in the slightest word, gesture, or action. Learn this language. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
Isn't it interesting that the same word resolution is used in conflict resolution and in the quality of a replicated photographic image? Conflict resolution replicates thoughts. Resolution in photographics is determined by the number of pixels or light particles. The more there are, the higher the resolution quality. In conflict resolution, the more precise details exchanged produces the highest resolution quality between the parties. So it's not about compromise or the better argument, it is about complete communication resolved at every disconnection point in real time. Download the Surpass Impasse app today. Also get the book Surpass Impasse available on Amazon.com.
What if there was a nuclear option to address conflict? No, not the destructive kind. Instead of splitting atoms, words were split. Atoms are the nucleus of matter. Thoughts are the nucleus of words. Imagine unleashing a mental force that resolves conflicts instead of creating them. The Thought Resolution Protocol presents this formula, and it's changing the game. This mental nuclear reaction breaks down the very core of contentious thoughts, transforming conflict into peaceful, enduring resolution. This formula is surpassing impasses left and right. Mediator, apply the power of mental nuclear fission for your parties to experience using this protocol. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app today and become a master of conflict resolution.
A professional writer should have on hand a dictionary and thesaurus in their toolkit. Basically, a catalog of the elements of language to organize the thoughts that create literature. A professional mediator should have handy a ready catalog of strategically structured systematic mediator intervention questions to impartially, gracefully, and powerfully treat the conflict cues and resolution points that surface in the dispute discussion. This keeps the mediator from sloppily and/or inadvertently imposing partiality into the discussion, and helps their parties achieve the highest potential of mutually satisfactory and enduring conflict closure. Do you have the Surpass Impasse mobile app in your mediator toolkit? Download it today. Study, learn, and memorize. Become a maestro.
Is it wise and/or practical for a mediator to apply intervention treatment without respect to the party personality agenda, interest position, and even the case merit asserting themselves? Is it wise for a physician to look to cellular activity to determine the physical health of a patient before treating what appears to be the symptoms and other opinions about the case? The Thought Resolution Protocol views individual party words and expressions describing the current contention as the cellular point on which to focus mediation intervention treatment. This focus is not a respecter of persons' agenda, interests, positions, or opinions. It straightforwardly addresses what appears to generate the sensational outward symptoms and opinions. For more, download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
What if there was a way for mediators to help their parties see through the solid brick walls of contention, the seemingly impenetrable walls of big personality and what appears to be nefarious agenda and strong selfish interests, to achieve mutually satisfactory and enduring resolution? Kind of like how Superman sees through material brick walls, kind of like how a ghost walks through material brick walls. Would you be interested in checking out a mediation approach that claims to do this? Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app on the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Also get the book Surpass Impasse on Amazon.
For a surgical operation, a doctor, the attendants, surgical tools, equipment, and the room is sterilized. Why? And what is the sterilization process? It is the careful removal of even the smallest biological elements that could harm the vulnerable, exposed inner flesh of the patient. It is equally important for a mediator to sterilize even the slightest word in his intervention language that could harm or impede the party's vulnerable, exposed inner deliberations. The Thought Resolution Protocol provides a strategically structured, systematic mediator intervention language that's free from the slightest imposition of harmful partiality, directives, advocacy, etc. Create a sterile, productive mental environment for your parties to achieve resolution. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
Mediators, do you believe you give good and wise advice? Do you have a natural gift of being able to decide who is right and who is wrong in a given situation? Are you like a human lie detector, able to root out the truth? Unfortunately, none of these attributes are of value in this new mediation approach. The mediator using this approach leans not unto his own understanding. Instead, he commits to systematic intervention questions to treat the conflict cues and resolution points that surface in the dispute. This ego-sacrificing structured method guarantees mediator impartiality, party practical deliberations, and an expedited, mutually satisfactory, secure closure to the dispute. Get the Surpass Impasse mobile app on Apple and Google Play now. Also get the popular book Surpass Impasse on Amazon.com.
Are you a mediator? When faced with those words, gestures, actions, and situations of the parties that threaten impasse emerge, do you struggle for what to say and do in that heat of the moment to avoid impasse gracefully, impartially, without manipulation or directives? You may find the Surpass Impasse mobile app helpful. This app provides the mediator with a catalog of conflict cues that occur in disputes and provides powerful master mediator intervention questions for each of them. The intervention questions are systematic and strategically structured, maximizing party rational deliberations while maintaining the mediator's integrity and pure impartiality. Get the Surpass Impasse mobile app on the Apple and Google Play Store, and get the popular book Surpass Impasse on Amazon.com today.
Mediators, what is your interpretation of impartiality? Why do you practice it, or attempt to practice it? Are you operating in the purest form of impartiality? Does it matter? And then, what would a productive and pure form of impartiality look like, and how can it be practically applied? The Thought Resolution Protocol offers an approach that may be found to provide, number 1, the purest form of mediator intervention impartiality. Number 2, the highest potential of fostering party self-determination and self-empowerment to mutually satisfactorily and enduringly resolve their dispute. And 3, provide an expedited resolution process. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
Oh no, impasse, what to do? Newsflash, the parties are at the same time, at impasse and resolution entering the door. How, you ask? The fact that they are in the session says they are not on the same page about something, yet something has them on the same page to be here. This something is their common ground, their first resolution point. Something like they agree a problem exists, don't agree on the problem source, but they agree there is a problem. The thought resolution protocol helps the parties remain safely on the same page, eye to eye and in the moment with their words, gestures, and actions, all during the mediation session and until the final resolution point, which is their voluntary and willing signature on the settlement agreement. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
Personalities, agendas, interests, positions, case merit. What if there was a different way to consider and resolve conflict? What if the actual words parties use to describe their thoughts hold the key to resolution? What if the mediator tightened their focus on these words and assisted the parties to process these words in a structured, real-time, live, immediate now experience? Could this dispel the elusive clouds of what appears to be the obstructive factors of personality, agenda, interests, positions, and case merit that tend to block the potential mutually satisfying and enduring resolution for parties in mediation? Learn this powerful precision focus that surpasses impasse and establishes mutually satisfying, enduring resolution for parties. Download Surpass Impasse mobile app today.
How are typical reality test questions different from the thought resolution protocol intervention questions? 1. They treat specific conflict cues and resolution points that surface in individual words, gestures, and/or actions of the parties. They don't test the ramifications of personality and/or agenda choices. 2. The questions are posed to both parties simultaneously. 3. The questions are structured to corral party thought in the most immediate now experience. 4. The questions are structured to light a safe, productive mental path for the parties to independently deliberate perspectives without compromising their assumed identity. Learn more. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app and check out the popular book Surpass Impasse on Amazon.com now.
Mediators. What if what appears to be every harsh word uttered and/or malicious thought entertained contains the seed of harmonious resolution to be cultivated and harvested? What if there was a reliable way to reap satisfactory harmony from these seemingly difficult words and thoughts? What if these bad words and thoughts were separated from what appears to be the offending source? What if these words are isolated as objective thought particles? Then, what if these thought particles were treated in an immediate now experience with strategically structured systematic intervention questions that yield a high measure of harmonious resolution? How could that serve to reconnect productive discussions, maximizing a cooperative effort? Download the Thought Resolution Protocol mobile app now.
What if there was a very basic way to resolve conflict? What if we didn't need seemingly difficult people to magically grow a conscience for a resolution to occur? What if harmony in interpersonal relationships could be as reliably acquired as harmony in music? Could a strategically structured, systematic, revolutionary mediation approach be the answer to seemingly endless conflict? What would you think about a mediation approach that does not regard party personality, agenda, or interest in its practice? Yet it yields the highest measure of enduring mutually satisfactory and harmonious closure to disputes, and in a fraction of the time? Impossible, you say, a miracle. Join me, won't you, on this journey of discovery to harmony. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
Mediators, have you been in a dispute discussion where the parties are firing off many contentious, unrelated thoughts, back-to-back barrage in rapid succession? It may seem like driving a wagon train with runaway horses going in different directions. Do you wonder how to intervene? The Thought Resolution Protocol has a formula to assist the parties back on a productive track. It does this while maintaining mediator impartiality and at the same time fostering a safe, productive mental environment for the parties. In this productive mental environment, the parties experience self-empowerment and self-determination to clearly achieve resolution. Want to know how it's done? Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app today.
Would you agree that in mathematics and operating in base 10, using the principle that governs the numbers 0 through 9, that 5 plus 3 equals 8? In a situation where one party deduces 5 plus 3 to equal 11 and another sees 5 plus 3 to equal 7, how would a suggested compromise of a product of 9, the halfway point between them, serve a productive calculation for the harmonious logic of the parties? Doesn't. It is also not appropriate to just tell the parties the answer, if known or guess if not known. The same as with mediating words in a dispute. The Thought Resolution Protocol Mediator fosters a mental environment for the parties to deliberate and collaborate independently to resolve their issues. Learn to intervene with impartial integrity. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
If a mediator truly believes he can truly see the resolution of the parties' issues, why can't he just tell the parties, who appear blinded by the conflict, how to settle it, and explain the benefits and challenges associated with not following this wise settlement plan? Because the mediator can only see the surface of the dispute. The mediator can't see the hidden agendas, silent partners, or other factors impacting the parties' decisions. The party must take that solitary journey into their private thoughts without fear, guilt, or coercion. The best practice is to offer strategically structured, systematic intervention questions to impartially light the party's mental journey to find a mutually satisfactory resolution he owns and can live with. Get the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
Is it possible that a mediation approach, any mediation approach, could actually foster a mental environment whereby parties would become self-empowered and self-determined to make independent, rational decisions about their disputes? Could parties possibly achieve mutually satisfactory and enduringly harmonious resolutions without being given advice or being intimidated by laws or disparaging challenges to their sanity and or their spiritual fitness? Could a straightforward, practical, and structured approach like the Thought Resolution Protocol be that remarkable mediation approach? Load the Surpass Impasse mobile app and find out today.
What if conflict was considered as a fire? Outside of being contained in a structured hearth, the conflict, like the fire, rages on to burn and destroy everything in its path. Contained in a sturdy structure, the fire provides warmth and light that can be productively used by all around it. The same is experienced with conflicts contained in the Thought Resolution Protocol. Consistent, impartial mediator intervention questions produces lighted understanding within the parties' individual consciousness and warmed affections between the parties. Learn this powerful structure. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app today.
What if there was a nuclear option to address conflict? No, not the destructive kind. Instead of splitting atoms, words were split. Atoms are the nucleus of matter. Thoughts are the nucleus of words. Imagine unleashing a mental force that resolves conflicts instead of creating them. The Thought Resolution Protocol presents this formula, and it's changing the game. This mental nuclear reaction breaks down the very core of contentious thoughts, transforming conflict into peaceful, enduring resolution. This formula is surpassing impasses left and right. Mediator, apply the power of mental nuclear fission for your parties to experience using this protocol. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app today and become a master of conflict resolution.
When your computer crashes, who do you call to fix it? An attorney, a psychologist, a religious clergyman? No, you are likely to call a computer tech specifically trained on the electronic components appearing to be disconnected. The Thought Resolution Protocol Mediator is like that technician who treats the particle elements that appear to obstruct the flow and exchange of electronic messages within the computer's system and with other computers. Like the technician, the mediator does this without judgment regard for personality, agenda, case merit, historical data, or religious affiliation. The remedial work occurs immediately upon reconnection of the words used to relay messages. When this occurs, voila, resolution. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.
What if words were the vessels in which travel through consciousness occurs, like a car travels the material landscape? What if the consciousness were a wilderness, a mindscape, so to speak, of various thoughts, much like the material landscape is a wilderness of various trails? GPS is a material device the traveler can use to navigate the material landscape to a desired physical location. Thought Resolution Protocol and the mediator, properly and consistently using it, is like a mental GPS device to help parties navigate various perspectives of thought to arrive at a resolved mental destination. Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app today.
So here's the reality. The general public doesn't know what mediation is and the miracle it can be. The courts need dockets cleared right now, trying to meet this demand. Behind closed doors, the mediator committed to settlement at any cost seems free to settle via their highest sense of right, however flawed, and no one is the wiser. But is settlement and resolution the same? Does it matter? What if true resolution doesn't forfeit settlement, only mediator ego? In fact, what if true resolution maximizes and expedites settlement? But is the mediation community ready to level up? Is it ready to adopt the knowledge and structure required to serve the general public with integrity without sacrificing the party's self-empowerment and determination? Download the Surpass Impasse mobile app now.